Should we try again?
Let's try again.
Okay. What other important stuff do you want to talk about? What
Don't
else you
even
got?
worry about it. We'll get there. You're not going to remember anyway. And I'm Drew.
Okay, are we starting or not?
Yes!
I don't know how we're starting.
And
Okay,
I'm Drew.
I'm Andrew.
There we go. Is it really that hard?
Well, it has been for you.
I've said my name like
Twice.
4 times today. That covers everything.
Wow. You
Yeah.
must be sweating over there.
Well, not from that.
Okay, well. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to our wonderful, nerdy podcast.
Yes, our
Weird.
soothing voices gracing
Oh,
your
yes.
ears.
Of course. We will not be discussing movies today.
Well,
We
not
are-
in depth. We'll probably cover some movies.
This is back to our basic stuff that we do. Our typical skeleton, our usual material of trying to answer questions you never asked and also never thought of.
That's a good... Oh, shit, sorry.
Wow, a way to
I was
ruin
trying to
the
start a
professionalism.
stopwatch. So we'd actually know when to stop talking.
Just look at a clock like I do and do some basic math. Physicist.
Yeah. Exactly. Not a mathemacist. So,
Okay.
it's been a while since we've done this. Because of all the movie stuff and everything.
Yeah, it has. It's not for everyone else because we had...
Well, that's true.
We do have another video that we recorded back in the day, but
Back
for
in the
us-
day, early last week.
Yeah, but for us, it's been a while since we did one of these.
Yeah, a full week and some change of actually
Mhm.
recording, which we haven't done that yet.
Yeah, and then if you think about it again, for us, you guys are avid listeners, get an hour of this ridiculousness, but then all the movie stuff together was 6 hours, five and a half
five and a
hours.
half.
So we
Thanks,
did.
Snyder.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into it. But
Should we talk not about the cut, but about our mistake?
Maybe that might be something kind of funny to start off with.
So let's start off with that. So we did the Snyder Cut review, I guess you could call it, where we went in depth and talked about the Snyder Cut and what we liked and disliked about it. And we were kind of awful about it.
Well, we're honest, but
honest,
awful.
yeah, but our opinions were negative. But both of them were we weren't negative because the other person hated it or anything. It was just kind of we both didn't quite like it.
Right. It's not our brand of chocolate or whatever.
Yeah.
A saying like that. It's not our favorite licorice stick. Not
Yeah.
our preferred size of shoe. I don't know.
It's not our best color green.
Not our best color green.
But we wanted to share that video, of course. So we went to the one place you share videos about the Snyder Cut subreddit. And we posted a little thing that said hey, we did a review. We'd love to hear what you guys think. And then we went through, after we got that posted, we went through and read
Some
everybody.
of the other movie reviews.
Yeah, and
The
everyone's
titles.
10 out of 10, best movie I've ever seen. This changed my life. This is incredible. I think I read one that said the worst part, or this movie was bad. The only thing that would make it better if it was 4 more hours. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've promptly removed
We
it.
removed it. We figured, 'cause I would honestly love to engage in the conversation.
Yeah,
But that doesn't really seem like the community
exactly.
thing to do in
Yeah,
that particular nerd world. They don't really want to engage in the community.
Right. The reason we removed it is we Andrew said and I agreed to the Snyder fandom being toxic as fuck. And maybe we shouldn't say that and then send it into the belly of the beast. Maybe there are better options to do there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We're hoping for more of a arms wide open kind of welcome from
Yes.
the Kong versus Godzilla community.
right. But we did enjoy that movie.
We did enjoy that movie, so that's much more likely. But yeah, that's what we did yesterday.
Yeah, but if you are interested in those videos and you haven't checked them out yet, they're on our channel. If
Yeah.
you've got, 4 hours to watch the Snyder Cut and then another 4 hours to listen to us talk about it.
To listen to our minute by minute breakdown practically.
Yeah, actually, yeah, not scene by scene exactly, but just breaking
Close.
down everything that we found noteworthy about the movie.
Yep, pretty much.
Uh,
But
but
yeah, other than that, what you got going on over there in that nerdy head of
in
yours? What
that
shall
brain
we
of
talk
mine,
about today?
yeah, actually, um, my nephew, who's like a year and some change now,
Mm-hmm.
um, he is over here a lot. We babysit him. He's great. But we have like the Paw Patrols and all that on the TV
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and stuff. I was watching some of that, and it cuts to commercials, and I see moon sand, I believe, or kinetic sand.
Mm-hmm. The
Um,
hydrophobic sand that you pour in the water.
yes,
It's like gray sand. It's like the
it
opposite of rainbow colors.
well, it was colorful. The technology's there now. We can have colorful hydrophobic sand.
Cool.
But anyway, it was a station, like a kit, a toy kit of kinetic sand ice cream uh shapes. So
Uh,
there were molds to form your sand into ice cream shapes and plastic cones that you could then stack it with. There was like a flattener, so you could take some brown sand and make a chocolate drizzle and smack that on top. And that got me to thinking
what
about,
could possibly go wrong?
yeah, because that got me to think about the old Play-Doh ads where they did like the spaghetti and they did ice cream and pizzas and stuff. And their
Mm.
slogan was straight up fun to play with, not to eat.
So how many
Why,
kids had to eat it before you had to make that your slogan?
like, why, what, this is my thing. And this is where the topic really comes in. Sitting around a boardroom, right? The stocks are falling. We're going bankrupt. We got to fix something. Let's pretend it's food and then tell them not to eat it because you shouldn't eat it. But let's make it food anyway. Like, what kind of awful idea is that? That's just
I don't.
like that's like a gun factory who makes a gun into a hat that points the gun straight towards your head and says, "Yeah, don't wear it."
Oh. Oh. Ooh. But
So
yeah.
the topic I want to bring up is toys or companies made for children that just have the wrong idea.
Okay. That's a good question.
Yeah, because like if Play-Doh was edible, and well, I mean, if Play-Doh was
A-
advertised as
anything
edible,
is
I'll say
edible at least once.
damn straight. Um, but if Play-Doh was edible, that would have been genius marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it. You can play food and also eat the food. But what kind of jackass is sitting around the boardroom table and says, "What should we do with that thing that nobody can eat and it's very harmful? Let's make it look like food and give it to children."
But say it's not food to cover ourselves,
Yeah, just
so
in
that when
case.
your stupid kid eats it, it's not our fault.
Right.
But yeah, that's a good question. I don't even know. I actually haven't thought about Play-Doh in a long time,
Yeah.
and I've never even thought, what is it?
It's see, I've got the in with Play-Doh. My mom was a preschool teacher, so
Uh-huh.
there was like buckets that I was able to look at.
It smells
Um,
so good.
it doesn't smell great.
I love it. But like, what is
Speaking
it?
speaking of that, I have a fresh order of silly putty, and silly putty is my like.
Oh.
I don't like sticky things on my hands,
Mm.
but I like this clay. Those like clay erasers, you know what I'm talking about? The
Yeah.
kneadable. Those are a little too sticky for me, so I go
Okay.
to silly putty as like a hand toy. I just got a fresh batch of those.
Nice.
It doesn't say not to eat it, so I might have to give that a little
I think that's
munch.
one of those things that it hopes you know better. You know,
Mm,
like Lincoln Logs doesn't say don't eat it as well, but I feel like that's one like. Do you think have you guys seen Plato's new marketing? Do you think we should
do you
add
think we
that to
should
our
we
little
should
wooden
cover
blocks?
that?
Like, no, Mark, I think we're fine with not putting that. But the Tinker Toys are doing it. No, they're not. Like that was a rumor. But like my kid tries to eat Tinker Toys. Like, yeah, well, your kid,
Yeah, Jerry, we know.
you
He
might
gets
want
it
to
from his
get that.
father.
Yeah, you might want to get that kid tested.
uh, but yeah, just things that have missed the mark. I have to say one that maybe something that's like a little like, ooh, you didn't just say that kind of a thing.
Hmm.
But I kind of feel it. The classic, I should take that back. The um late 2000 early 2010s versions of Transformers that were so goddamn complex to transform.
Oh, you're talking about physical toys.
Yes. Yeah. I think they missed the mark with that because what they have now where you like push a button and Optimus Prime folds in half and now he's a truck, that's
Hmm.
rad. But back in the day, you needed an instruction booklet just to get it to transform and like all the pieces would work
Wow,
loose and pop apart.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
Did
know.
you not have those?
No, I
Oh,
was
wow.
never into Transformers really anything. I feel like I kind of missed out. Because
Yeah, man.
once I was, well, there was give and take. I was into some obscure nerdy things, and then of
Hmm.
course the superhero stuff was consuming my life. So
Right.
I wasn't into some of the more classic '80s stuff.
Yeah, you can't be a fan of
Um,
everything.
no, unfortunately. But no, I didn't have any of those. I do someday. I want to go back and I maybe want to watch the classic cartoon.
Ooh,
I
okay.
always it is one of those things I consider like Transformers, Ninja Turtles, and a couple others. Like even though I wasn't into it, I can acknowledge that they are a pillar in the
Yeah,
nerdy pop culture community, and like I was aware of them enough to know some of the importance. So
right.
that even during Michael Bay movies, I was like, that doesn't seem good. And then
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Bumblebee, even with the flashbacks, they all look like themselves, and that's awesome. I could only name like four of them, but they still looked a lot better.
Four
Looking like
Transformers?
what?
You can only name four Transformers?
Yeah, I could probably only name four
What?
Transformers. I could try right now.
Do it, go.
If I feel like, especially at this point, if you don't know Optimus Prime, you're living under 6 or 7 rocks. Okay, well, I guess I can. Okay, I want to amend that. I bet I could name 10 Transformers,
Yeah,
but I
okay.
could probably only recognize in any form maybe four. So
Okay.
Optimus Prime for sure. I'm gonna count on
Yep.
my little fingers here. Bumblebee,
Mm-hmm.
duh.
Otherwise.
Ratchet, I liked him in
Ratchet the ambulance. Yep.
one of the cartoons. I liked Ratchet. I know there's one named Hot Rod. Even if I didn't know that, I would assume there's one named Hot Rod.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a second.
Yep,
Give
that's
me
four.
give me a second. Shit. What's the he's a racial stereotype in the first movie. I think he's a truck. Don't tell me.
Oh,
Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
yep.
I'll figure it out. Um, there's gonna be a
His
lot of
name helps
silence
with
for you
that.
to. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of silence for you to edit out later. Um, It's not DJ, is it?
No.
No, is it
Uh, that may have been one of the twins in.
the racial stereotype twins in the
Yeah,
second movie?
yeah.
Crap. I guess I was wrong. I've not named more than four. Give me a second. I know I can do this.
Bro, you're missing the whole like Decepticon line.
Okay, but can I count Decepticons?
They're Transformers.
I thought they were something different. Oh, Autobots. Okay, cool. Yeah, Starscream,
Yep.
Megatron,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
uh, um, um.
Wow.
Just give me a second. Crap. What's that one? They say his name. Optimus Prime says his name in the first Transformers movie. He like does a cool little torso turnaround when he transforms, and it is a backflip and lands on a car. Yeah, I don't have it. And then there's like two motorcycle ones in one of the
Yep.
movies, and then there's the one that has there's the Decepticon that spits out a little Decepticon. It's like a tiger. Then there's in Bumblebee, I think there's Starscream and another mean one. She looks really cool. And then there's the Blue Samurai one in Age of Extinction. The three dinosaur guys. Is what is it? Lockjaw or Grimhook
Uh,
or Grimclaw?
oh God, what's his name? There's
Grim
Gridlock.
Gridlock. Oh, and then there's the one voiced by John Goodman who has a beard for some reason.
Yep, yep.
Um,
The
And
one
then
that
there's
is a
oh, I
black
know,
guy.
I know this one. I know this one. I know the green one with the long trench coat. No, I don't. I thought I did. Um, I do though. I know that one's name. It's like, do you have a list up or something?
I have a list of the ones from the movies.
What's his name? It means something. It's like a like drift or something like that. No, it's Crosshairs. Crosshairs is the green one with the trench coat. I don't know if he's in any of the
Yes,
cartoons or anything, but I remember Crosshairs.
voiced by
And
John DiMaggio.
yeah. But that is the extent of my Transformers knowledge.
Yeah.
And there's the SR-71 Blackbird one in I think
Mm-hmm.
the second movie, who is a
Jet
Decepticon.
Fire.
I have no idea. I can tell you the name of the jet, but not the name of the
Or is
character.
that Blackout? I can't remember. I know,
No
yeah.
clue. But that's the extent of my Transformers knowledge. So yeah, I did not have the toys as a kid, so I was unaware of that. But I'd like to get into it someday.
Yeah. Do you know
But
the girl's name in the cartoons?
the little redhead girl who turns out to be a robot. That's
Yeah,
a specific cartoon. I don't remember her name.
me either. She's kind of like the April of Transformers.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember her name though.
I can name the Ninja Turtles, and I can probably yeah I can, but there's only four of them, so
So, shall we go through the Autobots?
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is now from the cartoon,
Mm-hmm.
the TV series. Cliff Jumper,
Never heard of them.
a 1979 Porsche. Wheeljack,
Nope.
a Stratus Turbo. Prowl.
No.
Jazz is the one that I think you were
Jazz.
referencing.
That's
He
the
was in
one.
the first movie.
Jazz.
Sideswipe.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
He was in a movie. Ratchet, of course. Ironhide was also in a movie.
Ironhide. Crap.
Springer, Cup, Blur, RC is the only female Autobot to appear on a regular basis in the show.
I remember RC. I forgot about that.
And Wheelie.
Nope.
Then there are Cars, Hound, Mirage, Trailbaker, Sunstreaker, Blue Streak, Trax, Grapple, Red Alert, Hoist, Inferno. The brothers were in the movie were Skids and Mudflap, I think, were their names.
God.
Yep, Skids and Mudflap. Yeah, and then there are mini-bots. Others. Where are Decepticons even at? There's a lot of bots, man.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew it was big.
Soundwave, Shockwave, Skyrap, Starscream, Megatron, Thundercracker. That's a bad one. Thundercracker / Scourge and Reflector are your main Decepticons.
Now, which one was voiced by Leonard Nimoy?
Voiced by Leonard Nimoy. Megatron.
Really?
In the movie.
That's not right. Because his character came back in the third one. I haven't seen it, and he voiced another character.
It's in like the TV show's movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least that's what
I thought he had his own
Wikipedia's telling me.
character. That's cool though.
He may. Do you know if it was a Decepticon?
I think it was a Decepticon.
Okay, Galvatron.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is probably where he voiced, because Galvatron's like, I think that's how it works. Galvatron's a different Megatron.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why he's credited as Megatron. Ape Face?
What?
It's a horror con. A fighter jet / gorilla.
Ew. Oh my.
Snapdragon. A fighter jet / Tyrannosaurus.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. I was never big into Transformers. I like the toys.
Mm-hmm.
I could name more than you could in a blind reading.
Yes.
But the toys that I had were... I didn't have any Optimus Prime or Bumblebee or anything like that. I liked the weird ones.
Mm-hmm.
I had a Decepticon that was a like it was a fighter jet that was black and green. And like where the cockpit is would fold down, and he was like a Cyclops. It was cool. It was super like slim.
Nice.
And then I had a cop car. That was cool. He came with a gun. I remember
Ooh.
that. One of those dual propeller airplane things, like the big military.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those,
Those are cool.
which was super, super hard to transform. But yeah, it was like all of them at least 10 steps to get them undone
Nice.
and back. And my like 10-year-old brain couldn't handle it.
That's a good one though. I can't think of one. Like something marketed to kids that was a bad idea or whatever it is you said.
Yeah. Just a little missed the mark, I'd say.
Missed the mark.
On the before we get off this Transformer topic, one thing that did hit really good. Hasbro owned both the Star Wars toy rights and the Transformers toy rights.
Mm-hmm.
So they made Star Wars Transformers, and I had a few of those.
Oh, okay.
I
That's
had
cool.
Yeah, I had General Grievous's wheelie thing that would transform into him.
Nice.
And I had Luke Skywalker's X-Wing that would transform into Luke.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it was cool. There were some weird ones, like the Millennium Falcon that changed into Han, maybe, which was super hard to do.
That sounds strange.
Yeah, and there was one, I'm pretty sure that the lizard that Obi-Wan rode turned into Obi-Wan. Let me look this up.
That is just almost uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay, so pulling this up, we have Darth Maul from his speeder bike,
Mm-hmm.
an Imperial Trooper from a Star Destroyer. That's kind of cool.
Mm.
Vader from his
Weird TIE fighter?
his TIE Advance. That's what it was. The Millennium Falcon would split in half and become Han and Chewie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then of course we have Boba Fett and Slave One.
Yes.
There were a lot of these. A clone
That's
from a
neat.
gunship. Vader from the Death Star.
Oh.
Yeah. Vader from Jedi Starfighter that's all black and weird.
That's really fun. It's cool that they did that.
Yeah. Huh. What else?
Something marketed towards kids that missed the mark.
I guess if you go before us, you get all those weird like candy chemistry sets and the gross worms that whole gross phase where it's like, ew, it's gross, but it's also candy, so you can eat it, and it's just like mixing sugar and water.
Mm-hmm. I wondered if you could make an argument for like Chuck E. Cheese places, because I wonder how many children are scarred and like traumatized. That people in the big costumes, like I imagine that's traumatized a lot of kids.
Right. That's like the clown dilemma, where you have something that's supposed to give
Yes.
joy that just,
Party clowns, that might be one in general. Just party
yeah,
clowns
totally.
marketed towards kids that's probably missed the mark for sure.
Now, I do have a question about clowns.
Yes.
Do you think they were always creepy and scary, or was it like the serial killer that kind of like pushed that over the edge?
Okay, see, I'm not entirely sure how to answer because I don't think that by themselves clowns are inherently scary.
Right.
Although the farther back you go, the scarier they get. So I feel like in the beginning it probably wasn't meant to be something that was unnerving, but it absolutely was. And then at this point we have like a weird combination where there are some people who are just inherently scared of them no matter what. And of course we had our 2016 clown epidemic for
Yeah.
some stupid reason. But I don't know because when you look at just a typical clown today, something from Party City, something you'd see at a birthday party today,
Hmm.
there's nothing really scary about that. Like they've made scary versions of clowns now. I feel like Ronald McDonald actually walks that line because he does
Well,
not look horrible by himself.
right.
But
For me, Ronald McDonald is it. The big thing with clowns is that uncanny valley, right?
right.
And for me living in my small hometown, we had in our McDonald's, we had the bench with a Ronald statue, life sized, sitting with
Mm-hmm.
his arm up on the bench, so you could like sit and take a picture. That was the only Ronald that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
So as a child, I was like, this guy shoots the commercials and then goes and is petrified on this bench when he's
Oh
in the off time.
no.
So he was a little creepy for me.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I think Ronald he walks the line. He could go either way. But the older ones where it's like more detailed face work and just
Hmm.
like triangles and pointy lines, like the big outlines around the mouth, those are creepy for
And that
sure.
I think that really gets into the like people were not afraid of anything back then. Because if you look at like the Halloween costumes from the early 1800s and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
shit is wild. Like
They're
people are
horrible.
putting 3-year-olds in like just handing them a knife and say, "Yeah, go be scary." Like,
Yeah. There could be a whole lot said about clowns.
yeah, I think that's a good one. I think that's a fair like
I don't
because
know if I'm scared of them or not.
I think it's a situation. If I saw a clown walking down the street, I wouldn't be afraid. If
It depends on the time of day, honestly. If I saw a
yeah.
clown on any street where I live, something's afoot. It also okay. I'm gonna disagree with you 100% and say that everything you just said has so many conditions. A clown walking down the street is not scary. Excuse you. It depends on what time of day, what street, how it's walking,
I
where it's walking from. Is it holding something? How is it dressed? Like, is it a child? Is it adult? Like, if it's a child clown walking down the street at 3 in the morning, I am terrified.
I'm
That kid
gonna
could be lost, but I don't give a shit. I will not help that child.
I'm gonna take that back and say, oh, if I see a clown anywhere other than walking down the street, I'm fine.
Oh, you want me to get into it? Because I could get into that too. What if
No,
okay, you just
just let me make my
you
blanket
walk into a
statements.
public restroom and there's a clown standing in there, but because it's not walking down the street, you're good, you're cool. Not me. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna turn around. I'm gonna leave. I don't have to go that
My
bad.
okay. If there was just a guy going about his business, being a clown, that's fine. But if
Hmm.
there's a guy that even does like that stuff that when you're on your own, it's just like on the edge of is this socially acceptable or not, or like holding the door open for too long. What when there's somebody like far enough away that you shouldn't hold the door open, but they're too close not to.
Hmm.
If a clown, if I'm walking into a building, I don't care what the daylight is, and I look and there's just an open door and a clown standing there holding it.
Uh.
Yeah, sorry, buddy, I'm not
Uh.
going in that building
Uh.
anymore.
Uh. And
Whoever.
there's a lot of this I think falls to body language because if I
Mhm.
walked into a like a little coffee shop and there's a dude at a table by himself and he's like on his laptop clearly working like you can see the focus in his eyes but he is head to toe clown. I'm gonna be like
Mhm.
that's weird but I'm not
But
uncomfortable.
you're
But
cool.
if I
Yeah.
walk in and he's at the table and he's got like his hands on the table holding a fork and a knife but there's no food and
Oh God.
he's just staring out or he's staring at someone or staring at the table, I'm gonna leave.
Or
Like
if he's like,
there's
if he's
so much body
practicing with
language.
his honky horn, you
Uh-huh.
walk in, you hear uri. Like,
Yeah.
right.
And like I think the body language thing is amazing because even if I see a clown walking down the street, I'm a little more uncomfortable if I'm walking down the street at the same time. But it could be midnight. If there's a clown walking down the street and he's on his phone, for some reason that's better than if he's just
That's
walking.
fine.
He's like if
Yeah.
he's on his
Well.
phone trying to get service and he's texting or he's like shifting his weight just like a natural. I would think maybe
No.
if I could tell the dude might be young, I could be like okay, you
No.
had a bad day. You might be a birthday party person. But like if he's limping or walking
No. Are you kidding?
slowly,
No. That phone thing is wrong, dude.
you don't think the phone thing makes it even
If
a
a
little
guy's
bit better?
No, because here's what happens. The clown walking around waving his phone around trying to get service, right? You're underneath the one light post that's lit right now, and he makes eye contact with you, walks up to you and says, "Hey buddy, I can't get a signal.
Okay,
Could I
with
No.
that voice, yeah, no. But if he walked up and was like, "Hey man, my car won't work. I was at a birthday." Like if he sounds like a normal dude, I'd pause. I would give it question. I would
I would
hesitate. But
I
like,
would
yeah,
pause
if he walks up
to
to me and
turn and
sounds
run
like
away.
you, with doing his best Tim Curry impression, I'd be like, yeah, 1 second, and then I'd channel my inner Usain Bolt, and I would run to wherever I could, hoping that his big shoes will slow him down. So
Maybe
yeah,
clowns are creepy.
clowns are creepy,
Maybe clowns are creepy.
and sometimes less is more in some
Oh
situations
my
as
god.
well. Like
I'll be back in a second. Hold on, my cat is fucking yelling and shit.
cats, man. We'll talk about them someday, I'm sure.
I'm back. Continue. Clowns?
Clowns?
What were we talking about?
I was just what were we talking about? I was saying like less is more. Sometimes if you just
Yeah.
if you, like it's the whole Joker thing. If okay, so like just imagine this again. You walk into a playground and we'll say it's evening.
This is even worse.
Well
Okay.
it's like it's twilight evening. But you
Okay.
see like a dude in a clown costume and
Yeah.
he's like just regular body language. Nothing
Yeah.
too uncomfortable. But like his costume is clearly Party City. His makeup is horrible. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can tell you can almost tell if you're good at reading people, you might be able to tell what job he has aside from this. And it's
Right.
bad.
Yeah.
Like it's
That's
horrible put together. But versus a dude in the cleanest regular suit, perfect makeup. I would be more scared of that guy
yeah, because
because the amount of
that's a good point.
intention that goes into that one versus the amount of carelessness that goes into the other.
Yeah,
Like,
the careless one is an uncle who forgot to buy a present for his
uh-huh.
niece.
The other is that
And
guy has issues.
yeah, that is I am here to talk to children.
Uh-huh. And I feel like the guy, especially so like if you go on full Joker, like the movie Joker, you have a guy in a suit, but like a regular suit, not a purple suit, but he's wearing a perfect, very pristine, maybe even porcelain clown mask
Oh, masks
versus
are a
the dude
no-go.
in the horrible costume. I'm more uncomfortable with the guy that looks the cleanest because
Yeah.
of the amount of intent that goes into that. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's something a full face covering mask. I don't care. That's something. I don't care if you are just a normal dude walking around. If you have a full on mask, you're either a criminal or need to be locked away anyway.
Now I have an idea.
God.
Okay, dude in a suit.
Hmm.
Like we'll say it's a black suit, tie, vest, all of it. It's all black.
Yep.
What's the scariest mask we could give him? The most unnerving thing. So I guess there's a character now in the Watchmen series. I've not seen it, but I guess he's maybe he's the series equivalent to Rorschach or something. But
Okay.
like his mask is completely reflective. It's like
Right.
it's like a fabric, but it's basically a mirror. So I think that would be a creepy one. But like
I
as that
think,
as an example, what's the creepiest mask we could give a dude in a suit?
yeah, I think it's the 50% opaque but still clear color mask.
Oh, really? I feel like that's a cliche. Everyone does that.
But they do it for a reason. Like one that like is clear enough that you can see through and see the face behind it.
Mm.
So you can like he's got his mask on it. You can't tell who it is and you wouldn't be able to like describe it to somebody, kind of like the pantyhose over the face kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you can still see the outline of the mustache. You can still see the full goatee and you can see like the eyebrows and the hairline underneath the mask.
Hmm.
Something about that screams, I've killed a guy today. My job today was killing a guy, and I did it.
Okay, I see you that, and I raise you perfect mannequin helmet.
Like a
Like
full no feature.
yeah, but like you can
So
still see like
full
it's
on
like
Slender Man.
well, not quite Slenderman. Like it still has like a nose outline,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not bulky like a helmet. Like you know how I can't think of a non nerdy example, but like you got Ant-Man and regular old pilot helmets, and they're like great big. But then like
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man's helmet kind of fits to his head. It doesn't look
Yeah.
like he's wearing a great big bulky helmet. So like that kind of mask. So I guess
Yeah, I mean,
similar to Slender Man, but not
you could have just
quite.
gone with a Spider-Man mask.
Oh well, yeah.
That kind of a thing.
But I was thinking that like it looks like it looks more like it's plastic. It's not
More rigid.
fabricy. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know. That doesn't hit my nerves very much. There's
I guess
something about
there's more
like
wonder in that one than an initial fear that's in
yeah.
yours.
Yeah, that's a what are you doing? Have you killed a guy? Where mine was I've already If you look in the trunk of my car, there is a guy there that is no longer breathing.
Yeah. This episode got dark. Clowns
We're
will do that to
recording.
you. No, no. Let's. Okay, so I think that's a good
That's a
answer
good
to the.
place to take a
Yeah.
break.
So yeah, where do we go from there?
What do you got? You asked me what I thought of this week, so
Okay, well let me
your
let
turn.
me let me check my list real quick,
Ooh, getting all official.
just to see if there's anything worth
I
diving
have one
into
that,
today.
yeah, I have one if you want to just have a quick. It's not even a topic, it's more of a factoid.
Hmm.
Have you heard about the diamond batteries?
No.
So, yeah, this is like in all of the sci-fi stuff that we adore, and even all the sci-fi stuff that like we've theorized and talked about, in my brain, batteries always need to be charged, right? It just even in sci-fi, it always feels like there has to be something fueling something electrical, right?
Hmm.
So some researchers, there isn't an article about this that I could look up. I'm not going to. Um, I'm not going to. But some researchers found a way to take the remnants of a nuclear power plant, the waste. What they do is they take that, encase it in something to hold it all together, layer micro diamonds in between different layers, and they stack it up like that. And the heat that is produced from the two layers or from the multiple layers of the nuclear waste transfers into the diamond plate, which then creates a current out.
Huh.
And what they've theorized, first they said skip all the regulations and stuff. This stuff could be in production in 3 years. And they're theorizing that for like spacecrafts and things like that, the battery life will be upwards of 28,000 years.
Oh my God.
Meaning, in my brain, my sciencey brain, it's only going to get better. And right now, the problem is it doesn't produce a lot of electricity, so you would need a lot of it. And diamonds are expensive. They're going to find a better method eventually, and they're going to find a synthetic thing that can replace the diamond eventually.
Hmm.
Which means, like that exponential curve of technology that we're on, we may in our lifetimes see pacemakers that never need to be replaced, cell phones that never need to be charged, electric vehicles that never need to visit a base station, watches that could be passed down from generation to generation to generation without needing any repair whatsoever. That takes nuclear waste out of the equation. It's a way to turn nuclear waste into a product, something
Huh.
to no longer be disposed of, but actually utilized.
That's amazing. I would
Yeah,
love to live in that world.
yeah, and we very well could. But yeah, even in my sci-fi brain, it's always like battery charge. I thought like in the future we'd eventually get to a place where we'd have batteries and we just have wireless charging that was good enough that if you're in a restaurant or you're in a room uh, with a dock in it, you could go like 15, 20 meters away from the dock and your phone would still charge. That's
Hmm.
kind of where my brain thought we were headed. But no, they're just removing charging from the picture.
That's dope.
That's cool, right?
Well, and also imagine what kind of world we'd live in if they didn't kill off Tesla. He was doing some cool sci-fi shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look into these diamond batteries though, for sure.
Yeah, totally. The 28,000 year time frame is only for the like one small chip to power a component on a spacecraft or something. But even still, like 1% of that 28,000 years
Hmm.
is what is that? 280 years? It was indeed 280 years,
Okay.
which means that's like 5 lifetimes that a cell phone could run for with this kind of technology.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then I
Ugh,
said,
love it.
my that factoid aside, you could bring up what you wanted to talk about this week, not realizing that I was deafened and you couldn't hear me in the first place. So, on to you.
Okay, well, something I did want to mention
Mm-hmm.
I found this on Instagram the other day. I saved it. I thought it'd be cool to talk about.
Sure.
I'm just gonna read it. Just learned about a building in London that is so poorly designed it becomes a death ray that melts
Yeah, I've heard
cars
about
and creates a
this.
downdraft effect with wind so powerful that it knocks full-grown adults to the ground. So you've heard about this?
I have, yeah.
This is amazing. For anyone who has not heard of this, I strongly recommend you look it up. It's crazy. There's diagrams on this post on Instagram. I don't know who the credit goes to. But it's none of the credit is mine. But it's like the sun comes in and the way it's curved,
It's
the
concave.
windows, yeah, it's concave. It bounces the sunlight off the concave side and it all comes into a point. And it has okay, so it's melted cars, I guess.
Yeah, the
And
focal point comes of that for my physicsy people. The focal point of the lens that's created by this concave wall is like right at street level.
mhm.
So
And
any
it's
car that's sitting there gets death rate.
yeah, and they've had to put like non-reflective stuff on those windows. And the name of this architect is Raphael Vinoli, and here's some things he's said about it. Quote, "I knew this was going to happen," said Vinoli, speaking to The Guardian on Friday, "but there was a lack of tools or software that could be used to analyze the problem accurately. When it was spotted on a second design iteration, we judged the temperature was going to be about 36 degrees. He said, but it turned out to be more like 72 degrees. I imagine he's probably talking about
This
Celsius.
is Celsius, yeah.
They are calling it the death ray because if you go there, you might die. It's phenomenal, this thing. That's not good.
I think what I heard about it is they wrote the problem off because they didn't think they would get that many sunny days to worry about.
Oh, yeah, yeah, he says that. Okay, so the article goes on. Um, the architect has a track record of creating buildings that burn. His Vidar Hotel in Las Vegas has with a similarly concave form, focused sunlight onto a pool, the pool terrace in 2010, hot enough to melt loungers and singe guests' hair. The glass has since been covered in non-reflective film. That was a completely different problem, said Vinoli, insisting he was following a master plan that specified arc-shaped towers. We pointed out that that would be an issue too, but who cares if you fry somebody in Las Vegas, right? What?
What?
And then the developers have blamed the problem on the current elevation of the sun in the sky, a position Vinoli seems inclined to share. When I first came to London years ago, it wasn't like this, he said. Now you have all these sunny days, so you should blame this thing on global warming too, right? No!
Bro, it feels so bad that like that guy he built a fucking hotel in Vegas that burnt people's hair and then also still got another job to
Uh-huh.
build this death ray and melt some
Uh-huh.
cars.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
like, yeah, I've
ridiculous.
I've got this design that I don't know burns people. You want that one? And they're like, yeah, whatever you think's best. Is it gonna burn people? Who cares, right? Doesn't matter in Vegas. Does it matter in London?
That's wild.
Ugh,
But yeah, so I had that, and then I have another one. And this one's kind of gross, but apparently, and I
perfect.
guess I can't really proofread this, but I'm trusting this science site page on Instagram. If you were to be hit by the falling vomit from a brachiosaurus, it would kill you because of how high the neck is and how quickly it would fall. Apparently, it would kill you. So, according to this, Brachiosaurus projectile vomiting forces generated and resulting traces, assuming 50 kilograms, 110 pounds of regurgitant, impact velocity from 14 meters, 45 feet height, and hard packed sand as impact site. Impact velocity equals V. V equals square root or something of 2gh equals 16.6 meters per second. Kinetic energy before impact equals 6,860 joules. Average impact force equals 68,600 newtons. So apparently it would kill you if it landed on you. How awesome is that? Someone took the time to do that, and I love it.
And no one's gonna take the time to listen to that.
Probably not, but I think it's amazing.
It's disgusting. I don't want to be a part of this show
I didn't
anymore.
even think they were capable of doing that because of how big they are.
A vomit. Now here's where I hate this, right? Because now I want to talk about it. Can you imagine how long it takes a giraffe to vomit?
Are they capable of it? Are they physically capable of
Bro-
it?
Fucking brachiosauruses are
We don't know.
apparently were.
That's like a scientific projection. We'll never know for sure unless we break the time travel thing.
I'm not googling can giraffes vomit, but
That's
can
all
you
right.
imagine?
I'm already doing it.
We talked about this with the centaur. Can you imagine the like? Oh, I gotta vomit. Here it comes, and then
I
you
can
wait a
feel
half
it
an hour,
in my lower
and it's like,
torso.
oh, that's disgusting, and it works its way up. Ugh.
Okay, so apparently they can in a similar way that cows do, just to like rechew their food. But
So you're sending
I
cud.
still find that surprising.
You're sending cud up the conveyor belt of your neck just to get yourself some gum? No, fuck
Yep.
that. And also, while we're on it, why are giraffes look like that?
Oh, I don't know.
They got legs that don't have muscles on them. It's because they have like horse or bovine.
I don't
Those
know.
are two different things. Equine. They have equinoid legs. They have super skinny legs. They have a long neck and horns that like end in like a bubble or something. They kind of like fan out.
Yeah.
And their tongues are blue. I'm cool with that.
And they're
And
long
then
and like prehensile almost.
right. Stop. And and I've always like natural camouflage is cool, but giraffes look like a tree. If you're gonna be camouflage, you don't want to look like the grass when you're 80 million feet in the sky. No lion's gonna look up and be like, "Huh, tall grass today," and then walk off. No, you're a giraffe who, if you want to be hidden, brown neck, green head, shove it in a tree when you're scared.
You should go tell the giraffes.
I will. I'm writing a letter.
Okay, do it. In the
The Giraffe
meantime,
Society.
have you heard of gastric eversion?
Stop with the gas. Shit,
So,
no.
tiger sharks actually regurgitate their entire stomach as a way to
Oh,
cleanse.
shut up.
So, like, the whole stomach comes out.
Stop. I hate this.
And frogs, horses, rabbits, and rats are actually incapable. That's one of the reasons rat poison is so effective.
That's a good thing, because if rats wanted to vomit, they would never stop.
That's a good point, considering what they eat.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that horses can't.
I mean, horses don't have a lot of liquid in their diet. That may be a part of it.
I guess that's true. Now, I need to Google this just to be sure. Aw, man, our lives are a lie.
Good.
Honey is not bee vomit.
No.
It never reaches the true digestive tract of the honeybee. So it's more like just they carry it, but it's not actually bee puke.
Honey is produced for food for the young, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And, I mean, I think all of them.
See, bees have it right. Right? If we're talking classic Bumble, you got the big old fat body to carry the fuzzy body to carry the pollen around, the fatness to add to the whatever bumbling you do, and the yellow and black stripes to warn things that, hey, if you eat me, caution. It's the caution colors. Giraffes, they're just tall grass that no, you're never gonna look at a giraffe. I'm on this now. You're never gonna look at a giraffe and think, man, that's hard to see. Nothing's tall enough to hide it. Did giraffes lay down?
I don't think so. I think they sleep standing up in like little increments throughout the day.
Yeah, so even that. It's, oh, panic, what do I do? Stand up, maybe he'll think I'm a grass? You're dumb, giraffe.
I don't know, but they're
Wow.
powerful. Have you ever seen a giraffe kick a lion? It's great.
Yes, I have. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Instead of being tall grass, being this like half-baked camouflage, we need either a green head and a brown neck with the body color's fine. That could stay because grass, it can get wild. Or yellow and black legs, zebra style, to warn the lions not to get close in the first place.
Yeah, that would work.
Maybe caution printed on the side. That way the Lions can read that and really make sure they back up.
Yeah, I will sign your letter. But I
Good.
googled giraffe just so I could have some visual aids to go along with your lecture, and I got suggested based on your recent activity, search instead giraffe throwing up. So Google wants
Look at
you
all
to.
these pictures. These dumb fucks have their necks soaring on the sky, trying to be all camouflaged. There's nothing. Have a blue head.
I feel like you could probably make the argument that the giraffe no longer has effective camouflage because it doesn't need it.
But why in the first place? Do you think they were just horses and then over time they're like, oh, trees are getting taller. Let's stretch that neck
I
out?
mean, maybe. I mean, there's I guess the okapi is not. The okapi is the closest relative to a giraffe, and it's more like zebra sized, and it's. I mean, it's got some weird looking body stripes and such as well. Who knows? I'm not as well versed in the lineage and genealogy of the giraffe evolutionary tree.
Ew. People hunt giraffes.
Yeah, people hunt everything. People are horrible.
Fuck them. Maybe if the giraffes had yellow and black legs and a caution logo on the side, they wouldn't be hunted as much.
Like a bee.
Like a bee. You don't hunt bees?
What?
That's what I'm saying. You don't hunt bees.
That's because we killed them with pesticides. We don't have to. And it doesn't look as good when you put a
Yeah.
bee head on your wall.
Maybe that, you know what? Maybe they do hunt bees and we just can't see the trophy.
Yeah. Can you imagine those pictures, like when they hold up like a great big fish? It's like what's
Just
that? You need
hold
a
'em by the wings.
You need like a magnifying glass to see it. But I'm holding the biggest bumblebee you ever did see.
This is a 10-point bee.
10 points. Actually, okay, wait a minute. People don't hunt bees. There's people who have glass cases and display cases for all bugs. People do.
Yeah, but they get those
People
like
do hunt bees.
no, though that's a super fucked up trade too because they'll just like have people send them bugs that have died.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I have the one that we had in our apartment, but it's because I found it already dead.
Yeah.
I have a Luna moth in a case, but it was already dead. I didn't kill it.
Yeah, I think defiling the corpses is fine. I think that's cool.
Oh, well, when you put it like that. I keep it up as a warning for all other moths
Moths.
not to mess with my sweaters. Or this is what happens. This
Have you
this video
ever-
is even more all over the place than our typical ones are. Like this is
It's because we're back to it.
yeah,
We had to stay on topic for 5 hours.
we did.
In our
But
last
we had
sections.
no problem staying on topic because we were revved up. But what were you saying?
Have you ever seen a mothball like in person?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe they're a lot. I think if I have, they're a lot smaller than I was expecting them to be. Movies always make them seem so big; they're like marble size. But then I think they're more like peas.
Yeah. I just remember like growing up hearing about mothballs,
Mm-hmm.
and I googled mothball and see a sign that says mothballs are not snake repellents, and this
What?
is why we don't Google things anymore.
What?
I'm gonna close all that.
I think mothballs could be an example of something. I saw this. I think somebody.
Oh, is that something that's marketed towards kids? And
No,
shouldn't be?
no, no. But like I saw, it was like a comedian or something. I don't remember. I'm not taking credit for this at all. If someone knows who said it, comment or something. But someone had said in a funny little bit that the way that you grow up as a kid, quicksand is like the scariest thing ever. It might have been John Mulaney, maybe. The quicksand was something you're totally terrified of, and it's like that you're never going to encounter quicksand. But with mothballs, it's like in everything. I've never seen a mothball. I've never known anyone to use a mothball. It's one of those things you thought maybe you'd encounter when you grow up, and you just don't.
Yeah.
Does anyone actually use mothballs anymore?
Are they just like? Is that like a regional thing?
I would
that-
imagine it probably is to an extent because everything
is it-
is, but
Is it more of a southern U.S. kind of a thing,
I don't know,
and we
'cause
just hear about it because we're in Ohio?
it is
and Ohio's
unified in movies though. Like the
Well, that's
moths
true,
and
yeah.
mothballs. Like it's in. I can think of it in Narnia. I can think of a joke about it in The Grinch. Like mothballs are all over the place, and I I don't even know what they're made of. What it
Moths.
and they smell bad though, right?
Yeah.
Did you say mothballs are made of moths?
It's another warning.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Mothballs.
if you were walking up to like a Walmart and there were just like balls of people crushed up and you
Oh,
could just see like,
yeah. I'd leave.
would you
You
go
right.
in?
No, no, I wouldn't. Absolutely not.
People balls.
Well, there already are existing people balls, you could say.
What else do you have to talk about this week, Andrew?
Well, I was gonna say saying mothballs over and over again. It's made me think
Hmm.
of mac balls, which is a food item at the restaurant I worked at last summer.
Oh, that'd be a
Um,
bad thing to get confused.
yeah, it would be, but like these things are fantastic. It's Gouda mac and cheese. Uh, it's so cheesy. It's like rolled up into a ball. It's deep fried or something like that, and it's got like they've got this really good sauce. It's so good.
This podcast sponsored by.
I wish. I really wish. I love this place. It's so good. I'm not gonna name it just because they, just out of respect, I guess. I don't know if they'd
It's a
want to.
business.
Yeah, but I don't know if they'd want to be said or not. Like it's delicious.
What business doesn't want more business?
Okay, fine. I worked at the
I'm
five.
editing it out.
What? Well, then why are you complaining? It's great. It's a wonderful restaurant.
No, say it if you want. It's a restaurant.
Okay, well, last summer I worked at the 571 Grill and Draft House in New Carlisle, Ohio, and it's amazing.
Shout out.
Best cheeseburgers I've ever had, and the mac balls are phenomenal. But yeah, I got to paint a great big mural on the wall on the outside. It was great.
This is something that just popped into my mind that I want to talk about. Is it just like a general thing that everybody hates Ohio? Or is that just like because we live in Ohio, we see that more?
I don't know honestly, because the more and more I look into it, I feel like it's more just a general thing that everyone hates the United States.
Yeah.
Um,
But it's like
but
every time I see it, it's this is an Ohio thing, or you have the United States and then Ohio. And there was a TikTok that I saw of a guy that said like, oh, he got a new map and he said, oh, it's broken. I got to fix this. So he got his label maker out and he
mhm.
printed and over Ohio he put God's mistake.
Oh wow, okay.
And it's like to our old roommate, I've sent a bunch of images and stuff every time I would find them of like Ohio-based memes that were just like Ohio, and then around it was things dangerously close to Ohio, and then false sense of security from Ohio. Like, is that a thing? Does every
I
state? This is
guess
to my people who are out of the state. Does every state have that, and we just see Ohio because we're here, or is Ohio just fucked up?
I would make an argument that yes to all of it,
Okay,
because I feel like you could probably say the exact same thing for every Midwestern state.
right.
Um, but then if it is more of an like a national meme, it's probably a low end one because the go-to ones to make fun of across the country are Florida and Texas, and then a little bit
Hmm.
of California. I don't know if Ohio's on that level, but I think for the most part, it's more of it's above the end difference that maybe I don't know Iowa gets,
Yeah,
but I don't think it has the same level of hatred or disdain that I don't know Tennessee or Kentucky might have. And I'm
sure.
not inherently
Alabama.
I'm not inherently hating on any state. Um, but like Ohio doesn't have enough, I think, wrong with it to make it even close to Florida, but it doesn't have anything cool enough to make it fun to make fun of because it's cool. We have
Yeah,
Cedar Point,
Ohio's
and that's like it.
the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we have the three
Like,
C's, the three big cities, the only places
hmm
worth going. And then other than that, I mean, there's a couple historic things about Ohio that are worth mentioning, but no one cares because it's boring because it's history. But a lot,
Speaking of that,
what you got?
um, I had a track meet at in college at the university that John Glenn went to.
That is dope.
That was cool.
Yeah, yeah. There's some historic stuff here. Like we have well, I mean, a lot of presidents were born here, but I don't know if that's a good or
Hmm.
bad thing considering. But a lot of presidents were born here, and then I don't think about how cool this is in the grand scheme of thing. But like Ohio, it's like the motto or the little tagline on the license plates. This is the birthplace of aviation, That's
Yeah,
kind of dope when you really
that's
think about it. Like, because that's something the whole world does is fly planes and now has space
yeah.
programs and stuff. That all comes back to
Two
here.
dudes in a garage.
Yeah. Like that all that's something that we get to say that we have is the birthplace of aviation. That's kind of
That's
dope.
straight up. That's the gate that kept us from global travel
Mm-hmm.
and or well, reliable, quick global travel and even space. Like anything is because two dudes jumped off a hill with like paper
Yeah.
mache.
I think the very first test flight was not in Ohio, but yeah, the Orville
The
and
boy,
Wilbur Wright,
the boys was
the two brothers, they put it all together. They
my boys,
yeah, those boys,
Orby and Wilbo.
yeah, those two. They were doing their stuff in Ohio before that. That's kind of cool. Other than
That is
that,
cool.
we have Cedar Point, so
Yep, Cedar Point, the Halls of Fame.
Halls of Fame
Is the
and
Football Hall of Fame in
I
Ohio? I think
have
it's in
dude, you
Cleveland.
were asking the wrong person.
I think like a lot of the Halls of Fame are in Ohio.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah, but that's about. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something though, like a
corn.
lesser one. There's a lot of corn, but like that's so much of this whole part of the country. Okay, this is. I think this would be my closing thought because we're getting to our time.
Are we getting close?
We're getting close to our time. What is Ohio a part of?
The Midwest.
I hate that.
Me too.
That is stupid. Ohio is not mid or west. If
Yeah,
you look at the United States and you chop it up into four chunks, like a line down the middle and a line across horizontal and like vertical line, horizontal line, Ohio is mid east.
Andrew.
I know how that sounds. But like the other thing is it's like if you have them all lined up, we're as north as you can go before
Hmm.
we get to Canada because it's us, a lake, and then Canada, and then we're on the eastern chunk. We're not middle. We're not western. Why is it Midwest? Who the hell decided that? Where does that
Well,
come from?
it's probably the big chunk of history when this was the western part of the country.
But we're several hundred years out from that.
Yeah, we still follow the Constitution, my boy.
Yeah, okay.
Not to hate on the government right now, not to get into the politics, but stuff that was decided an eons ago, only 200 years, but whatever, that's not something that's like gonna change. That's not.
I guess so. It's silly. I find it silly and it's
Yeah.
dumb. But can I hop on something you said?
Mm-hmm.
And
I
that
hope so.
in an example of hating on the government.
Oh, God.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. Everybody, hear me out. If you're still here, why is our money so boring? Other countries change their money
Why
like
is our money so
every couple of
boring?
years, and like you thought I was gonna like make it weird, gross, or political, but no, like it's a genuine question. Why don't we change our money more often? Like
Yeah.
some countries now are using plastic because you're not going
Hmm.
to get rid of money in that way. Some countries they have the bills are different sizes depending on the amount to help with like if you're blind. And then
Yeah. Is
there's
it?
a country in Africa one like every couple of years for a while it was like it was historical figures and then for a while it was animals. Like why are we still with the same grossly zombie green slave owners that we've always had?
Is it a real thing that the Canadian dollar has like a scratch and sniff
I
maple
have
leaf?
heard that. I do not know the validity of that, but I really
I
hope
don't,
so. It sounds like something they would do.
yeah.
But like, why
And
don't we
like
change our money?
I'm pretty sure Japanese money's super cool. Like the
Probably
actual
It's
cash.
Japan. Japan does cool
Everything's cool in
stuff with
Japan.
everything.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah, and we
why the hell
have
don't we change our money? Switzerland money is undeniable artwork, absolutely beautiful. So, but
hmm.
like, we're the same stuff. We got all these weird, gross Freemason secret Cody things that promote all these Netflix conspiracy theory documentaries and stuff. But like I remember a couple of years ago there was like someone I don't know if they've actually done it or not, but there was talk about making the $20 bill Harriet Tubman, and everyone lost their minds. Like who cares? Like change it up every 10 years
Yeah.
or something. Like let's get a bunch of historical figures.
How dare we have diversity in the United States?
Yeah, well that's one something we won't get into now, but like
Yeah. Oh, oops. Sorry.
but like that would have been amazing. Just changing it up. Like who cares? Like we don't even have the distinction of our coins are different, really. I mean, they are, but like the presidents on our physical dollar bills are the same as the ones on the coins. Why? What's the reason for that?
Isn't that only Lincoln?
It's Lincoln and Washington. He's on the quarter.
Oh, he's on the quarter. Forgot about the quarter. I want to bring this up.
Who the hell's on the dime? Anyway, go on.
Roosevelt?
I don't think so.
Really? I think it's Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Teddy Roosevelt.
Franklin Roosevelt.
Franklin. Okay, you were half right.
Half right. I count it. That's a win. Um, I I wish we lived. No, I'm gonna. How do I say this? I wish we were able to experience the part of time where you could actually deal in coins. I think
Oh
coins are
yeah.
so much cooler than bills. I want to like pay for things in coins, but now like a dollar is meaningless. So
Hmm.
there's never going to be anything outside of gumball machines that
Yeah.
you can use coins for. But if you have like a big wallet, that's cool. Whatever, congratulations. But if you're walking around town with just change rattling in your pocket and everyone's like, "Ooh, that guy's loaded," that would be cool.
Yeah, like when they just have little like in
Little coin
Skyrim,
purses.
yeah, like little coin
Hmm.
purses. That would be cool. And see, I've also heard why do we still have pennies? Pennies are useless.
I
And like $1 bills as well. Like in parts of Europe, like the $1, $2, those are coins. They don't start. They start at 5.
Yeah, $1 coin I'm okay with. The cent, I'm kind of on board with still keeping the penny
Really?
because yeah, simply because without it, we there's something that feels wrong about having an economy that the lowest you can go is to the fifth cent.
I guess.
Yeah, it just feels like if you're going to go down, I think if we could get rid of nickels and pennies and just use dimes, that'd be fine. Because then you would just do tenths of dollars.
See, that could be cool.
Yeah, but if you could do like that would be yep, your change is a dollar, a tenth, and a half, and that's the smallest you could go. Like it just doesn't feel right.
Okay, now I have a question.
But then you'd have to rework the quarter. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, you're right. But no, okay, genuine question as well. Are we the only country that has coins that are technically currency, but you don't really use them? Like we have the gold, silver dollar, and the 50-cent piece, but those aren't. You don't see a
Oh,
lot of those. Do other countries do that? Where like you have existing coins, but like they're more for show? Like
I'm sure
I've
that's a
seen a
thing.
50
I don't
piece in
know.
like real life maybe 4 times my entire life. I've seen a $2 bill twice in my 23 years. I've had a couple of gold coins, like the $1 gold coins, but like
Gold dollar.
you don't use them. Like if you saw someone using them, you'd be like, "What?"
Yeah, I at track meets in high school, there was one meet in particular that would hand back 50-cent coins.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's dope. But like then you can't even use that in a coin slot.
Yeah, that's definitely.
They're made for quarters and
I do
anything
like
smaller.
there's a guy I saw some videos on who like goes to the bank and gets quarters, and because of the collective value of quarter, which is a well used, like probably the most used coin that the US has, um he can go through and be like, "Oh, this is a Philadelphia print Alaska quarter. That's worth $12."
Oh
It's
my.
like, but it's also just 25 cents. And it's like, it's bizarre that, like, yeah, to answer your question before I get way too off of this, um, I don't know. I'm sure there are collective coins that don't have any current currency values, kind of like those Buffalo nickels that were big a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was like on old people TV. It's like order now and you get your Buffalo nickel or shit like
Yeah.
that. Um, I'm sure they have that, but as far as like actual currency that isn't popular but still produced, I'm sure there's something.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a 13 euro piece or something like that. That just it exists and maybe a couple hundred are printed every year and that's it. But there's nothing that comes off. top of my head. And I'm sure that's something that if we lived anywhere outside of the U.S., we'd be able to weigh in on.
Right. Probably would have been taught in school.
That is something I wonder now that I've thought about it. I've seen the 50-cent coins, and obviously dollar coins are cool to see. My grandpa would always give me $2 bills at birthdays and stuff,
Oh, cool.
which is super cool. I've got those collected. Not going to spend them,
Right.
but yeah, it's kind of another weird thing. I wonder how many people who like immigrated to the United States in their adult life go their entire life not knowing about those things.
That's a good question. But I also wonder how many of us who are already here go not knowing.
A $2 bill. Just print two $1 bills.
I probably don't even know all the bills. There's 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100, and then
That's it.
I thought there was one after 100 for like this crazy rich people.
Okay, is this real? From what I'm seeing in the US, this is on ABC News site. There is a $100,000 bill
Oh
with
my
Woodrow Wilson on it.
gosh.
The United States of America, $100,000 in gold.
Wow.
It's backed by gold. It's a gold certificate. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is on Investopedia. Apparently there's a $500 bill. Or was. This could also be a was. It was discontinued in 1969. Okay, so there was a $500. $1,000 also discontinued. 5,000 ordered that the bills be recalled in 1969 due to fears of criminals using them for money laundering. That's any money though. So they were also recalled. 10,000 recalled. Only 42,000 of the $100,000 bills were ever printed.
Okay.
Those, it doesn't, whoa. The Bureau of Engraving and Printing created them during the Great Depression. Yeah, that's what we need during the Great Depression. A $10 or a $100,000 bill to
Well,
really,
of course.
really show.
Priorities.
Oh, you're starving and can't afford the couple dimes you need for food? Let's make a $100,000 bill. Does that help?
Like, do you have change for a $100,000 bill? It's like, I don't know. Let me ask the whole town.
In the Great Depression, let me ask the state.
Yeah, let me ask.
See
Let
if
me
they
ask
have
the
enough.
state.
Is the two discontinued? Excluding the decade from 1966 to 1976, the number two, the $2 bill was printed uninterrupted since the Civil War. The average American who doesn't handle cash for a living can go years without seeing one. It is still in circulation and is recognized as legal tender. It is the rarest bill in the United States that is still in circulation. Yeah.
Love it.
There were still 1.3 billion $2 bills in circulation in 2019.
Currency's weird.
$2 bill. That's just... That goes against everything that the U.S. currency system is based on.
Mm-hmm.
It's based on halves and... It's based on halves. And the cent to fill in the gaps. Everything is either a half or like a tenth.
Mm-hmm.
So why is 2 in there?
I don't even know.
I guess the 20, it's a tenth of a 20. Fuck. I was smarted by myself.
You're your own worst enemy.
Ugh, fuck. I know. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Did we do a podcast?
I think that's about it for today's discussion.
Ooh.
Covered.
Andrew.
Oh, yes.
Ooh. This is the first time we say it.
Say what?
We have a Twitter and an Instagram set up now.
Yes, we do. And a TikTok of sorts.
And a TikTok. Well, yeah, that's there too.
But the Twitter's probably going to be our go-to.
Yeah. So, as always, we'll say it here. If you have something you want us to talk about, put it in a comment, or now you can tweet at us.
Yeah.
And let us know for discussions. Once we get those rolling in, we'll start adding those to the circulation.
Mm-hmm.
A&D Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same thing both places. They're going to be linked down below, of course.
Of course, of course. And of course, you can always check us out at both Dallin's Tavern and Spooks Doodles Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, that was probably the smoothest one we've done, man. We're getting better at this.
Yeah, it's a learning curve, but we're getting there. Now we just got to learn the social medias.
Yeah. Yeah. But until next time, I'm the Autobot known as Jazz.
And I'm Ronald McDonald.
And we need something for this part.
We don't have like an outro
like
catchphrase.
No.
We just have like, I don't know,
garbage.